When I first quit my job to start my own business and this YouTube channel, I wasn't sure I could pull it off. I didn't get any support from other lawyers, some who told me to my face that I'd fail. In their eyes, I'd already reached the zenith of employment. I was a respected corporate lawyer at this great law firm. What could be better than that, right? So even though I was 99% sure I could pull it off, I'd read the books, I'd listened to the podcasts, and written out an action plan, that 1% of doubt remained. I kept all of these suits from the law firm and just hid them away in this wardrobe, just in case I had to go back, just in case I failed the way people told me I would. Joshua and Ryan, aka the minimalists, talk about differentiating between the just in case items and the just for when items. Just for when items are fine. Stuff like keeping baby toys, knowing that you want to have another child, or keeping your boxing gloves, knowing that you'll use them again once gyms fully open up again. Just in case items are the stuff you hold on to out of fear or self-doubt. Self-doubt is dangerous. When you're holding on to plan B, then all of your thoughts for plan A start to consider plan B. Plan B slowly creeps into your life. We want to have the safety net because we're scared of failure. In school, we're taught that failing is bad. You fail, you get bad grades, the school phones your parents, and they say the worst lines a parent can say. I'm disappointed in you. It hurts, especially when you've tried so hard to get the grades. Sometimes it's not your fault. Things happen. Your pen runs out of ink, the notes on your arm get smudged, or you get engrossed in your doodle and forget about the time. You know, the unavoidable things. And you have to understand that failure is okay. You have to fail in order to get to the top sometimes. We all fail, and it's okay. So I kept hold of these suits all this time, and now I'm finally ready to let them go. This channel is growing, and so is my legal company, Plug in Law. I finally feel confident enough to let them go. I've also got all of these dresses from 6 years ago that I've never worn. I called them aspirational clothing. I bought this one 2 sizes too small in hopes that it would motivate me to lose weight. But it didn't work, and now that I'm older, I'm happy with my body. I don't want to go on some extreme carb-free diet or work out excessively just to fit a certain size. If you have something you're holding onto for similar reasons, then I'd suggest following the 1-year rule. Wait a year. If you haven't worn or used it in a year, then it's time to let go. But my clothes aren't the only thing I've kept hold of all this time. When I was younger, like most children in the 90s, I bought Beanie Babies. Sadly, I don't have one to show you, but I definitely drank the Beanie Baby Kool-Aid. For anyone who doesn't know, these cute little stuffed animals were the craze of the 90s, along with the Spice Girls. Everyone had one, both adults and children. When I think about it actually, Beanie Babies of the 90s and Ty Warner making the whole world believe that it would be a savvy financial investment reminds me a bit of Elon Musk and Dogecoin. But I don't know, that's just me. And it actually first started by accident. Ty Warner created Peanut the royal blue elephant, but he didn't like the color, so retired it. Collectors noticed that this Beanie Baby no longer existed and the price for it skyrocketed. You could find them selling for thousands of dollars on eBay. Ty Warner noticed this and decided to capitalize on it. He'd make a new Beanie Baby, then retire it, and kept that going for 4 years until the craze died down. Then in 2002, Forbes estimated that he had a staggering net worth of $6 billion, placing him number 65 on their annual list. And I was one of the people who helped him to get there. I remember they used to post the release dates for the latest Beanie Baby. Me and my father would run to the store on opening day, sprint up the escalators, and jump over the barriers that they put in front of the escalators to stop people from running, all in hopes of beating the other hopeful Beanie Baby buyers to the latest toy. I bought these Beanie Babies thinking that they would be an investment. I even bought these little plastic casings for the tags, because if you tried to resell a Beanie Baby with a damaged tag, it would lose its value. But none of the Beanie Babies I managed to get hold of retained any value, so we just kept them stored away just in case. They traveled the globe with us. As my father was in the military, we moved around every 3 years. And because we didn't have Facebook back then, I'd make friends and then we'd move and they were gone. I'd have to start again with a new friendship group in an entirely different country. This meant that I wasn't able to make long-term friendships with people. I know a lot of people who have had the same group of friends since elementary school, but that's not me. And looking back, I think I kept hold of my toys not to get rich from Beanie Babies, but because they were the one thing I knew would be constant. I can't remember the names of the Beanie Babies I cared so much about before, but I can remember the memories I attached to them. So most of my life, I've had this hoarding mentality, flying Beanie Babies around the world and keeping hold of other items only for sentimental reasons. I even have this old iPhone and every version I got after it. My mom is a little bit of a hoarder too. Sorry, Mom, but she keeps so many of these things solely because of the memories. I went home last week and she has a whole stack of VHSs that she can't let go of. Not because she'll ever watch them again, she doesn't even have a VHS player anymore, but because of the memories of our family sitting together watching movies like Annie on VHS while we were growing up. She also has all of these shirts. This one is from 1998 and it's all yellow and she'll never wear it again, but couldn't bear to throw it away because it reminds her of the time that she took me and my younger sister to the Boston Symphony Orchestra event. I understand how these things are significant and hard to part ways with, but at the end of the day, you've just got to let go of things. The world is constantly in motion and we should be too. Sometimes you just have to move on. These items might remind us of the past, but how often do you need that reminder? At least for me, I don't think getting rid of one t-shirt is going to suddenly erase the memories from my head. My memories still exist outside of the items that I've been keeping. So it's time to say goodbye to them, which is exactly what I did over the weekend. I said goodbye to my suits and other random items I've been hoarding. There's so much stuff hidden away in little drawers in my house that hold no value. They don't make me happy. I can live without them. They're just taking up space, so it's finally time to get rid of them. That said, during the clear out, I noticed some things that I needed to remember. With these, I took a photo of them. This is something I learned from Todd Glass. On Matt D'Avella's podcast, Todd Glass mentions that he needed a way to keep all his sentimental items without them taking up space in his home. His house was full of gifts people had given him and items from his fans. He decided to start photographing everything and putting them into his photo albums with all of the other images he'd taken that year. He found that he actually saw the items more because of this. When something is in a drawer in your house or under the bed, you probably don't see it for years. It just sits there in that drawer. But once you photograph something, it can pop up randomly on your Google photo memories or when you're waiting for something and scrolling through your photos, giving you that nice hint of nostalgia. For that yellowed shirt that my mom had been holding on to since 1998, we took pictures of the shirt front and back so that even though she won't have the physical shirt anymore, she can always look at the photos. Taking the pictures also made my mom feel more comfortable saying goodbye. All these just-in-case suits, 2 sizes too small dresses, and any random items are now gone. I feel really good about this decision too because I know that the new owner is getting value from them. Sure, there's a little what-if regret from it. What if next month I'll magically fit into that dress? But that's only natural. My childhood obsession with Beanie Babies likely conditioned my brain to feel rewarded when hoarding items. Emotionally, this makes sense because I felt a connection with these items. But logically, it doesn't make sense at all. This emotional attachment to these things isn't adding any value to my life. Once I recognize this feeling, then I can start making logical decisions about what I really need and what's just dead weight. The fear of just in case isn't a valid excuse anymore. These suits have sat in my closet for a year just in case I failed and had to go back to a corporate job. And finally, I'm confident enough to tell myself I am going to succeed. I don't need these suits anymore. And I think there's always going to be a little piece of me that worries still. What if the other lawyers who told me I would fail on my own are right? It's a real fear. If people stop watching my YouTube channel and my legal company completely fails, I may need to work at a law firm again. But then the worst case, really the worst case, is that someone got value from my suits and I need to go buy new ones. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you got some value from this, and if you want to support the channel, mostly so I don't end up back at the law firm, then click the subscribe button and like this video. Every little click helps me to create amazing content for you. You can also get 2 free stocks by clicking the link in my description below. That second stock could be valued at up to $1,600. And if you'd like to learn more about my minimalist habits, then click right here. See you there. Bye.